All right, let's go. Good grief. Good morning. I don't know what the hell happens. I don't know what happened. The laptop just sits there. Everything was fine when I went to bed. I wake up this morning and wouldn't recognize any of the devices. I had to I had to restart it. Then the Discord was clogging up the computer because it auto starts and there's some kind of error there. But we're here. We're here, and that's what matters. So who knows, man? The ghosts are playing tricks on me. We're here. How's everybody doing? I can't see through my glasses. They're a mess. All right.
Science shows that by combining
Turn that off. And here we go. How is everybody doing on this fine Sunday morning? Huh? Hey, Patel, how you doing, brother? This show brought to you by Patel Ron. And the chat, too, because Patel has been given handsomely through the GoFundMe, to say the least. And then the chat has been following up. So we're good. I appreciate it all. There's no doubt about that. What a night last night, eh? I wanted to load up and have all the scores from last night ready, so we'll get there in a second. Richie, how we doing, buddy? Derek, Bex. Richie sounds like your marriage, huh? Hey, Cuban, Jason. Nice night last night, huh? Yeah, good game. So, hey, Mr. Vids, how we doing? So I wanted to look at something here right off the bat before I forget about Cole Schwint. I know that he played 43 games for Vegas last year. Does he have any? Was he in the playoffs? Yeah, so he played one game with them last year in the playoffs. Interesting. He only had 554 in ice time in the one game he played in the playoffs with them last year. I wanted to see his game logs and see if he played the front half of the season or the back half of the season. Let me see. Because he played 42. So let's see. Let's get here. Game logs last year. Let's see. He played. Looks like he played some intermittently. So he looks like he might have started the year, close to starting the year on the team. He started in October, and then he ran through October, November, December, January, and then nothing in February. Then he was back on the ice in March, and he didn't play but a few games. It's interesting. The one goal that he got with Vegas last year was in the last regular season game that he played. April 16th, the last game he played. That's the one goal he got. And then, of course, he got the goal with us last night. It's so the path he took, because he was our 81st, though. He was the 81st draft pick, took him in the third round in 2019. And if you would have said he'd score his first goal for the Panthers early in the season in 2025 at 24 years old, you would have said, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But what a path he took to get there. Now, I don't know how did Vegas end up with him from Calgary? Let me see. Did they put him on waivers, or was he part of another trade? Let's see. No. So Calgary waived him. He was placed on waivers last season, October 6th. So right at the beginning of the year, he was placed on waivers by Calgary. Vegas picked him up, played him the 42 games, and then he was placed on waivers October 2nd by Vegas, and voila, we have our new 4C. All right, let's see. Hey, Bill, how you doing? Patel says, surprised the Senators beat the Caps 7-1 in D.C. Those darn refs prevented a goalie fight. I meant to look at that. Yeah, let's look at the scores from last night. I was going to do all this when I was getting ready But then my laptop decided, no, you're not. You're not going to be prepared. I tried to be prepared. So what did we have yesterday? Flyers 4, Islanders 3. Bruins beat the Avs. Lightning, damn it, Tampa. But all right, you're allowed to win a game. Maple Leafs, Kyle and I saw that. Leafs won in overtime. Mammoth 6, Wild 2. Panthers 3-0. Senators 7-1. The Jackets beat the Penguins in the shootout. The Canadiens beat the Canucks. Red Wings came back and beat the Blues. Wasn't it like 4-1 or something? I mean, look at that. I think it was like 4-1. Jeez, and they came back and they scored 3 in the second and 3 in the third. How do you like that? And then the Preds beat the Kings. The Stars beat the Hurricanes, and the Kraken beat the Oilers. So let me share the screen. Richie, yeah, I like Schmidt too. I mean, what, 6'2", 6'3", 225 or something? I'll look at that again. So when you look at the standings, how wild is that? Who would have thought? You got the Canadiens, the Wings, Panthers, Sabres, Senators, Leafs, Bruins, Lightning. There's definitely some backwardsness there. Sabres are not terrible, you know. They're just not terrible. Montreal continues to win. And Toronto, they got the 2 points, so they'll take it. Everybody, it's just so much mid there. And then in the Metro, now the Penguins, I know they lost, but 6-2-1 still. Devils look good. Hurricanes are their normal selves. And there's the Rangers at the bottom. But really the bottom is the Lightning. And then it gets really whack over in the Western Conference. The Mammoth are in first place. Come on now. They won 6 straight, so of course that makes sense. But you still got the Blackhawks in a playoff position. The Preds with 10 points. Yeah, if the playoffs started today, the Blackhawks and Predators would be in. And the Stars, Blues, Wild would be out. It's early. Vegas finally lost. The Kraken are still doing well. The Ducks, we got to play them twice in the next week. And Edmonton is mid. The Kings are mid. The Canucks are mid. The Sharks. And then the Flames. Good grief. Lost 8 in a row. Mr. Vidge, you're doing great. You found out last night a friend of mine got me and my brother tickets for the game against the Ducks on Tuesday. Outstanding. Have fun with that. That's good. That's good news. Hey, Kazuma, the one game I missed and the Panthers played their best. Yeah, they played their best game of the year for sure. And they played a really exceptional second period. They didn't add to the score in the second period, but they kind of immediately did there in the third. Bex, yeah, he scored an empty net in Richie. Richie, he scored an empty net in Vegas. Wow. So that's the last night was kind of his real first goal then. That's cool. Yeah, I didn't realize how big he was either, right? I mean, now the interesting thing about it, I'd have to find the video. But yeah, he's 6'3", 210. So I thought maybe he was 220 for some reason, but he's 210. The video where I, in quotes, predicted the Tkachuk trade. The video before that, it was the only time I really talked about the Panthers AHL guys. And I was talking about who I thought had the best chance to make the team. And it was Cole Schwinn. that was a while ago. But I never forget that, because if I would have not, I wouldn't have said any other prospect. I said any prospect other than Lundell, but they dealt Schwinn. So I found that amusing when it happened. I liked him then. He had a good camp. He looked decent. Vincent, I'm never ready. I was ready, man. It's not my fault. Seriously. I had to take the dog outside and eat my breakfast. I came in here with 10 minutes to spare, and I never come in with 10 minutes to spare. It never happens. Then open up the laptop and laptop wouldn't recognize the mic. It wouldn't recognize anything. I tried restarting it. It wouldn't even restart. I had to hold down the button to kill the damn thing and then start it back up. I don't know what the hell happened, but we're fine. We're fine now. So I'm not taking accountability for that. I was ready. I was purposefully ready. I was going to be here at 9:00 with stuff lined up to talk about. It's just not meant to be, Vincent. If I ever get professional, people are going to start worrying what happened. Yeah, actually, I'm happy to see Samuel and Bennett reunited. I agree there. Hey, Rosado. Who's ready to see Tua play today? Yay. Patel says Picard and Skinner both need to be waived. Edmonton needs a goalie bad. But they did. They did. Hey, Heather, how you doing, Coop? Good to see you. Good to see you. What's their numbers? I mean, I know they're, let's see. Skinner. How bad is it? I mean, they're okay right now, right? Skinner's numbers, it's crazy because if you looked at Skinner's numbers, you think, what's wrong? What 2.31 and a 9.03. He's got a 2.31 and a 9.03. And Picard has a 3.37 and an 8.44. One of these two is not like the other. What the hell are you barking at, Leia? I can't stop in the middle of the stream and let you go play outside. I'm sorry. Talk to Daddy Kyle. He's the one that sleeps. I can't, buddy. I'm sorry. Here she comes. The neighbor's dogs are out there playing. Huh? I'm sorry. Hold on. Don't come over here. You're a good girl. You want a piece of chicken? Hold on. I'll be right back. Hold on a second. Come here. Come here. Come on. Let's go this way. I know. Awful father. I know. It's terrible father. Come on. Let's go. Come here. You're a good. I can't let you out. Okay? All right. Oh. Good girl. There she goes. Okay. All right, I'm back. She's spoiled rotten. Okay. All right. Nice a chair stream. Dietrich, you want a piece of chicken? Yeah, the Flames have just never recovered, right? That's right. The return of Quenneville. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a mixed bag. It's just gonna, it's gonna be a mixed bag. It is what it is. I always thought that. I always felt like for him to come back, that they would have had to, like Beach would have had to have come out and said, it's okay. Like, I feel like he's, paid his price or whatever. Like, I always kind of felt like the NHL would have had him do that. So maybe he don't feel that way. I don't know. I haven't kept up on it all. So it'll be interesting to see how the fans react. Vincent says, it's like this year, the young teams all arrived. The old teams look really slow. Landeskog is the best leader in the league. Playoff teams weren't ready to start against the youth. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's just wild, the number of teams. I mean, the Blackhawks and Preds would be, but the Preds are the old team, so I don't know. Dietrich, yeah, doggy break. Real says the Blues had a 4-0 lead. Oh, geez. Hey, Ethan, how you doing, buddy? Why do you think we haven't seen Noah Gregor be thrown out there? I personally thought he looked nice in the preseason. I don't suspect we'll see him unless one of Greer or Gadjevich get hurt. As long as, Greer's got, 2 goals now at least, right? I believe that was Greer's second goal last night. Let's see. That was his third goal. Greer's got 5 points in 10 games as a fourth liner. He ain't going anywhere. He's got 3 goals. You know what I mean? In fact, he's second on the team and he's third on the team in goals. Marchand has 5, Reinhart has 4, Greer has 3. Greer ain't going anywhere. Gadjevich has got 3 assists, so I think that's why, Ethan. I think that's why. When your fourth liner is third on the team in goals, you're probably not going to mess around with it. But I would suspect that at some point, Gadjevich, he gets hurt, right? He has his fights and he gets hurt and he needs a couple days off. I would suspect that that's when you see him. Hey, Goat Slayer. Cats winning is the only thing helping me, except that the Blue Jays lost. Matthews forgot how to shoot the puck. Arizona State University has screwed my parlays 2 weekends in a row. Man, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I heard about a poker game. If you want me to give you the number of a guy, I think Chauncey is his name. You might be able to win a couple bucks. Rosado, sorry to hear that, man. Do I think Marner's return to Toronto will be as nice as Marchand's tribute in Boston? No. When does that happen? When does that happen? Let's see. I'm looking. When do they? Oh, it's not for a while here. I don't see Vegas on the schedule here. Unless I'm missing it. When the hell do they play Vegas? Geez, well, that's at Vegas. There we go. January 23rd, Vegas at Toronto. So who knows how that's going to go. I think a lot of it might have to do with, where Toronto is in the standings at that point, right? But no, I don't think it'll be all nice and tears booze. You know what I mean? There goes my laptop trying to play problems with me. Hopefully I'm still here. There I came back. Okay. Yeah, Patel. For Marner, I don't think so, right? Hey, Bucks Trays. Yeah, well, I've been setting these goals. Bucks Trays is saying I'm surprised you're live early today. I've been setting goals for Super Chats on the game live streams out of a suggestion from a couple people. And Patel Ron has been keeping us. Patel Ron paid my electric bill. He paid my car insurance. Patel Ron has been keeping us moving forward. And I appreciate that. Great White, a few Wellers been giving a lot as well. So yeah, that's why I keep setting a goal for the stream and saying I'll be live the next morning, early in the morning. Now, of course, it's Sunday, so I didn't want everybody to have to get up at 7. Donna had to be to work at 4:30 this morning. So she woke up at like 4 o'clock, and I don't remember much. Real says, yeah, give Greer $10 million a year and put him on the top line. Exactly. Oh, yeah, we're doing the Dolphin game. Yep. Goat Slayer says, I'd love it if the Cats would throw out the Gooner line against teams' top lines with the sole purpose of laying the hits and playing defense just to see what happens. Well, some of that was happening during the playoffs. I mean, in the playoffs, you'll see us just, it doesn't matter. We don't go for matchups all that much. Richie says, man, we hardly heard Bennett's name last night. He needs to slow down and just play his game. Yeah, he's got to be holding that stick pretty tight. You know what I mean? Conn Smythe gets the big contract. His main side piece, Kachuk, is out. You know what I mean? So he's got to be feeling pressure to do too much, and it'll come for him. Now, that said, I don't mind it being on the third line with Samoskevich. You've seen Boquist and Samoskevich almost made something happen last night, and we know Bennett and Samoskevich play well together. So if we could just keep that pair together and just, wait it out until Kachuk comes back, and then you got Bennett with Kachuk and Samoskevich. I mean, that was the second line last year in the second half of the season, and it was pretty damn good. So the key to it is Evan Rodriguez is in a contract year. Evan Rodriguez is in a contract year. And so now people are going to be seeing him filling in for Barkov between Reinhart and Verhaeghe, and the Panthers are winning. So, yeah, Rodriguez is going to have all the energy he needs for this entire season. And I don't even want to go down the road. Again, we've talked about it a ton. And it starts to make me wonder if Barkov does come back, would Rodriguez be the guy that we moved? We would have to move, I think, depending on how the other salaries lay out, we'd at least have to move $3 million. So he doesn't have a contract. I mean, it's some tough decisions coming up, because if Barkov comes back, we can't fill the team that has Rodriguez on the ice because we'll be over the cap. And that don't even count Boquist. Boquist couldn't be on the ice either. So the strangeness of this season, where now he's at 1C and it looks good, he's just making it happen. And so I'm sure Paul's going to Bill and being like, you got to find a way. Like, you got to find a way to make it so that we can keep this guy. And I don't know. You're not going to trade. Only Luosterainen is the only guy left that's making the same amount of money that doesn't have trade protection. So, I mean, unless you're going to sit Bennett in the playoffs, which I don't see that happening either. So there's going to be some. If Barkov comes back, it'd be great, but it's a good mess. Vincent says, I bet Martyr's going to be hurt for that game. Ethan, yeah, you're still waiting for the line of Bennett, Kachuk, and Marchand. I don't think it'll happen. I mean, for much, because Bennett and Kachuk are so similar players that I just think Maurice probably wants to, keep that spread out. Oh, that's right. Bennett got married. I thought he was in a contract year, Vincent. I'm wrong. I thought that's what made sense for him to be the guy that was traded. Hold on a second. I don't mind being wrong. No, it was a 4-year. You're right. Well, then, oh boy. Who's the other? Is it Luosterainen? For some reason, I thought Rodriguez was 3 years, but I guess it's because it's $3 million. So, yeah, I mean, that's just even one more thing that just makes it more difficult to figure out what we're going to do. I thought he was in a contract season for whatever reason. So I guess there's that. Yeah, exactly, Real. Patel says, in hockey, is it a hard salary cap, or like baseball, is over the cap, the team pays a luxury tax? No, it's hard. So it changes in the playoffs. So E2 is in real 2. All right, so then they're not in contract years. So I was wrong there. I thought I got confused. I guess it's $3 million. I thought it was a 3-year deal. So, and all right, we signed so many guys that runs together for me. But no, Patel, the way it works now is that come playoff time, we can be, the roster can be over the cap, but the game day lineup has to be cap compliant. So when Barkov comes back, we wouldn't have to get rid of guys because he'd be coming back for the playoffs, but there'd be some guys that wouldn't be able to actually be on the ice during the game because your lineup for each game has to be cap compliant. And I don't know a way around that. It's gonna really be weird. Good job, Vincent. Vincent, why don't you grab a camera and do it, huh? Vincent, grab a list all the times I'm wrong, and we'll do a show together. And you can point out how often I'm wrong. I'm on camera like 6 hours a day. I can't always be right. Jesus. At least I admit when I'm wrong. There's that, Could be worse. At least I admit when I'm wrong. Hey, Capybara. Yeah, Strafossi, that was the way we need to play. There's no doubt. So I'm happy with that. So, well, look. So, yeah. So now he's our top center. Now, he looked good against Eichel, and Forsling played really well, too. Bucks, yeah, there's no more loophole for the injury. Right. Vincent. I got like 6 jobs already, man. If I get another job, I have to quit the other 6 jobs I have. Yes, Schwint looked good. Vince the Vids. I mean, I think it's a little bit of a mix. Hey, thank you. Thank you on my, I guess that I can't Tono Pab. Now I know that that's not how it's pronounced, but that's what it looks like to me in English. But I appreciate that. It's nice when people are nice to me. Vincent's always mean to me, but that's okay. That's all right. Vincent's allowed to be mean. Vincent's been here since, I believe, day one, if not pretty close to it. So he has the right to say what he wants. Yeah, you need you need my Dolphins to do their job. That means they're going to lose. That's their job. I want my picks to remain good. I was 13-2 last week. I'm going to start putting money on my own picks. I was 13-2. I missed the Thursday night game, and I missed the early Sunday morning game. And every other game, I got it right. I'm going to start putting money on my own picks. And then, of course, the pressure of having to put money on my own picks will ruin it. It's a guarantee. So I'd never do it, Yeah, I got you, real. Hey, Trey. Kyle always refers to him as the Russian guy. Well, we appreciate you either way. Yeah, Kyle's a good kid. That guy, Kyle, just his memory, man. My memory was never that good. Like I can't even use the I'm old excuse. He just remembers everything. It's crazy. We don't watch any baseball. We don't watch baseball. Like he watches some YouTube videos, and then he'll be watching a baseball game, and he knows all the players and their stats and the things that have been going on in the season. And I'm like, you don't even watch baseball. How do you know all? It's crazy. Every single thing he reads, everything he just remembers it. Unless I'm telling him to take out the garbage, and then that's going to take 3 or 4 days. But if it has to do with sports or Disney, the brain potential is limitless. Yeah, he's sleeping, Bucks. Kyle was sleeping. That's okay. I played around with getting him up, but I don't want to make him get up. He's got to do a horrible job of calling the Dolphin game today, so he needs his rest. Patel says, yeah, I'm with Kyle. I like baseball. It doesn't exist. Get to learn about baseball that way. He didn't even want to watch the end of well, I guess he did. Did he watch the end of the game last night? I don't know. I was outside walking around with Leia. But yeah, the Dodgers. It's good that it's tied. It'll be a nice long series. And maybe if we get to a game 7 and it's not contradicting with the Panthers game, maybe we'll pop on. I know he'd probably enjoy that. I don't know. I know we got Leaf fans on this channel, and I don't know. See, before there was the Marlins, I was a Dodgers fan because I liked Fernando and Lasorda and all those guys. So I don't want it to appear that I'm rooting against Toronto just despite Toronto, but I would be rooting against her. If it was a game 7, I mean, although it would kind of be funny if it's the Blue Jays that finally won a game 7, right? It's a shame if I translated it correctly. It's close. It's close. 10 USA versus Team Toronto, right? Oh, by the way, did the Hurricanes lose last night? I know they were tied with Stanford. I didn't check that. I didn't have time this morning. It's early. For you guys, it's late. Hey, Kazuma. Would prefer to have, no, the Canes won 42-7. Okay, well then there you go. Would I prefer to have the ability to see the future, but only Panthers and Dolphins results, or have things normal and be surprised? What makes you think I'd already know the future? Oh, you see where my brain goes, Kasuma, is not so much the worries about losing the surprise. It's more about financially. Like if I knew what the score of every game was going to be, obviously you could place a bet here or there. You know what I mean? But, that's tough. So that basically ruins any enjoyment I get out of the Panthers, but I completely don't ever have to worry about money again. I don't know. I don't think I would like that. I don't think I would like that. I think that would kind of, I think I'll just keep it the way it is. It's a good question, though. It kind of explains why I'm broke, though. Trey says, I kind of want the Dodgers to win because I'm an Ohani fan, but I also think it's hilarious if Canada can win everything except the Cup, right? Well, they don't have an NFL team. Did they ever have an NFL? No, they got the CFL, Canadian football, right? Right? Patel says, I got lucky and called that Schwint goal yesterday. Even the losers get lucky sometime. That's the truth. Ain't that the truth? Oh, yeah, Vincent. I'm all about the money. It's all good, man. It's all good, Vincent. Vincent, are you just crabby because you're up so early in the morning on Sunday? What do you normally do in this time of day, Vincent? What am I keeping you from? Or are you hungover from last night? No, but Baltimore has won a Grey Cup more recently than Canada has won a Stanley Cup. I didn't know that they have American teams in the Canadian Football League. See, now that shows you I don't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know they had American teams in the Canadian Football League. Oh, that had to piss them off. I did not know that. I haven't seen you don't see CFL stuff anymore. You know? Like, does nobody cover CFL stuff at all? I think Montreal is going to win the division. I think the Canadians are going to win the division. Trey says, one Canadian NBA champion, one American CFL champion, and potentially 2 Canadian World Series before a cup. The CFL stuff is on CBS Sports Network. Okay. Also, there's not American CFL teams anymore. Gotcha. Jeez. I see. That would make sense. Like, I never see anybody covering it on YouTube. You know what I mean? You see there's a million football creators on YouTube. I'm surprised. The Canadian game is so weird, though, with that extra 5 yards. It doesn't make any sense. The field. I like the old arena league, where basically that you caught the pass and smashed into the wall. That was fun. Yeah, it's still more recent than the Habs in '93. What's the one point? Patel, what's the one point? I don't remember that. Heather says, we're not trading Luce to Ryan. I know. Somebody, I don't know what we're going to do. See, I thought it was in a contract season, so that kind of changes my perspective on things a little bit. I don't know why I thought it. I must have just looked it up and gotten it wrong and just never looked it up again. But so, I mean, the realistic, I wonder if he would sit Luosterainen instead. See, because you can have the players on the roster. Patel says they miss a field goal and the receiving team doesn't get out of the end zone. Okay. Vincent says we lost Bussy on waivers, who's playing games for the Canes now. When Wall comes back, will Zito pick up Premio from Fallen Leafs? Do we need to? Well, I heard something about Wall coming back soon too. I saw something. Real says can't break up Marchand, Lundell, Luosterainen. Right. Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to do. Bex want to know how much E2 is making. Let's just look here at our cap situation. No, not that, Jaws. Here we go. Yeah, they're both making $3 million a year. Yeah. So I mean, the current cap space right now is 7.7, but that doesn't. None of this makes any difference right now because it's all discombobulated with all the injuries, and I'm not even going to try to do that damn math. They got Nosek month to month, Kachuk, Kulikov, Barkov. Good Lord. And remember, they just extended Gadjevich to the question before about Gregor. They just extended Gadjevich. So I think Gregor's insurance, injury insurance. So when you get Barkov back, if everybody is healthy and playing, when you get Barkov back, you forget Boquist. You can't have Boquist on the ice. Now there's some things that you can do, like, I mean, you don't want to just deplete your depth. You could move on. I mean, you could package some guys in a trade and really kind of hurt your depth a little bit. So Sabran goes on IR. I mean, you got to go into the playoffs with 7D. You've got to have 7. And I don't know if Belenskis and Uvis, I still remain convinced that we might do something there. And when you look at the skaters, there's just either Rodriguez or Luosterainen has to sit. And Boquist. So you could field Barkov, Verhaeghe, Reinhart, Bennett, Kachuk, Samoskevich, Lundell, Luosterainen, Marchand. And then Schwint or whoever with Greer and Gadjevich. But let's say something happens to, Samoskevich. Let's say he's out for a game. You wouldn't have the cap space to put Rodriguez in his spot. And I don't even know if you would have the cap space to put Boquist in his spot. It's really just funky how it's going to work out. They can be on the roster, but they can't be in the game day lineup. So the very real possibility is that if we don't trade anybody, those guys come playoff time, you'd have to take Rodriguez out of the lineup. Trey says whoever's banged up the most come playoff time will sit, which is probably correct, right? Vincent says you need depth for the run. Where do you get a better player than a Rodriguez who can do everything? He'll be scratched. That's what's going to happen. It's just really going to be That's so weird. You know what I mean? The dude is going to contribute all year. You know, he could literally be the 1C the whole season. Barkov comes back and he goes from 1C to scratched. I mean, that's a legitimate possibility. I mean, it's just crazy to think of it that way, but it's very possible that could happen. Yeah, that's right. They extended Mikula too. Yeah. Trey says, yeah, the whole team is week to week, right? Vincent says, Maurice confirmed that Nosek had the same thing as Barkov, but he's just the earlier schedule. All right. Corey says, I want Sam Miskevich on the fourth line. He dominates the puck. It's what Gadjevich and Greer need. He's not a center, though. He's not a center. He doesn't have the size for the fourth line. Hey, Adonis. I see the power play rankings. Panthers 14th, Leafs 29. It's so early in the season. It's so early in the season. I mean, like Bobrovsky. What did Bobrovsky's save percentage go to after last night? He had been at like 903, then he went to 883, and now he's at 903 again. That's awesome. 228 and 903. So when are we going to see Tarasov? I don't get it. Yeah, that's interesting. Looking at Bobrovsky's last four games. He played October 18th and he faced 31 shots. And then the next game he faced 31 shots. And then in the loss to Pittsburgh, he faced 17 shots. And then in the next game, he faced 17 shots. You don't see that all that often. Or they could just trade for Hagee. I don't know. How many, I mean, I hear you, Lele. I mean, first of all, Verhaeghe would have to agree to go somewhere. He's got trade protection. What you barking about, kid? What did he have last year in the playoffs? I mean, the thought of going through a playoff run without Verhaeghe. I mean, last year he had 23 points in 23 games. He had 7 goals, 16 assists, and was a plus 12. He had 4 power play goals, 7 power play shots. You're a good girl, baby. You got to give me 10 minutes, okay? Stay over there, sweetheart. You'll knock all the wires over. You're a good girl. Give me like 10 minutes, okay? I know it's awful. You know I got to cook too. I'll wake up Kyle when I'm done, okay? When I'm done, I'll wake up Kyle, all right? Go lay back down on the couch, and I'll be right there. You're a good girl. I'm going to have to get her a bed for in here. She hears the dogs outside barking and playing. She wants to be out there with them. John says, I'm just saying I like what Schwint, and he needs to stay in the lineup. Yeah, he's brought something new to the last game, and it's been a better checking line. No, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. I don't think they'll be rushing Nosek back. I mean, you're gonna want your depth, your center depth for the playoffs for sure. But for Nosek, it's just like take your time, man. Take time. There's no rush. Schwint looked good out there. That whole line looked good last night. Face-off percentages were 27th. It shows how much we missed Barkov. Yep. Communist. Washington had 6 total shots at the end of the second. Holy hell. Good. How is Ovechkin doing, by the way? How is Oven Chicken doing? He's all right. 2 goals, 5 assists, and 7 points in 9 games. He'd be all right. You know, he's probably not going to score at the pace he did last year because not chasing that record, obviously, you know, he'll probably end up, 30, 35 again. I don't think he's going to get close to 50. He was at 44 last year. Yeah, so we're not going to trade Schwint for Huberto. The cycle is complete for Schwint. I mean, you draft him in 2019, you send him off elsewhere to get developed, and then you just get him back for nothing. And this is when he would have been contributing anyway. And so now we got Kachuk for Huberto, Uyghur, and a first. It completely erases that part of the trade. Donna says, I think they're adjusting to missing Barkov and Chucky. They look pretty in sync tonight. And I'm shocked that I've been praising Eki for the first time in a while. He's been solid. He looks like let's just say he's in shape. I hope he doesn't get I hope there's nothing he's using to stay in such good shape. I hope there's nothing he's using to stay in such good shape. I cannot get these glasses to stay straight. All right, let's fix these glasses right here. This is ridiculous. Huh? Come on, man. How hard can it be to keep glasses straight? Let's see. No. They must be crooked. Honestly, they must be crooked. Right? My face isn't that crooked. Oh, well, I give up. Vincent says, Schwint brought the energy and new blood. That's what matters. This idea to keep everybody is a risky in the sense that together they stagnate on scale. It's a good thing that Pomo saw him play yesterday. Absolutely. And with him being young, maybe we can break the cycle of every year. Oh, look, it's the new veteran Force C. Like maybe we can just have a guy and keep him there. Del says, what happened to the player we claimed from Ottawa? So it says he's on IR. On Puckpedia, they had him on IR. I don't know what's going on with them. I heard something about visa issues, but we haven't heard anything from the team. I don't know if he's actually injured or if it's like IR because he can't get into the country. I don't know what's going on with him. And even if you look on Twitter, there's nothing new. There's nothing new. So we'll have to see and wait there. They said it's a visa issue. Don says, no, I don't think it's PEDs would affect your skating because he had very nice movement in the ozone last night. I like what he's done so far, and him and Gus have been one of the best pairs. Yeah. Oh, I agree with you, Adonis. I'd like to see Sabrango over Uvis. But Uvis was invisible last night, so that's a good thing. As long as it's like an offensive lineman in football. As long as you're not saying his name, as long as he's invisible, you're in good shape. So, we'll see. Now, if we claimed him on waivers, right? So that means he's not waivers exempt. So if we play him and we don't like what he has to do, if we put him on waivers, you stand a chance to lose him again. So there's that. But we're loaded up with guys like that. We already got Bornfoot there. I wonder what they're ever going to do with Mike Benning. Vincent. No, Ekblad looks good. You know what I mean? He's got the new haircut, Maybe he'll unblock me. Maybe he'll unblock me now that I'm praising him. Don't want to praise him too much, but maybe it just took, maybe it's just been it's taken a while. He hasn't had really an injury in a while. So maybe his body just must be feeling pretty good. I'm not saying he's taken anything, but I don't know. I guess for somebody like Ekblad, they would still test you during the off season, right? Like in theory, could he have spent, July taking some stuff to help him and then make sure it's out of his system by camp? or do they keep testing him over the course of the summer? Donna says, I think the reason we're all hesitant on Uvis is he always pinches in the ozone and the puck goes past him wherever he's trying to keep the play alive. He needs to work on that. I didn't say he did it, Vincent. I said, could he have? I'm just saying, do they test him during the summer? Dr. Ekblad is prescribing those PEDs, right? You know? I know PEDs when I see them. Trust me. You know? There's some nights, you know, you guys can tell on the streams when I have to lift. You guys can tell the nights I'm unassisted versus assisted. We'll just put it that way. Vincent said, I said it now. I said it, so now it's a real thing. God, if only I had that power, Vincent. If only I had that power, Vincent. Rosado. Well, technically, yeah. He's asking if I ever left the country. The casino that we robbed was in the Bahamas. That's why I haven't been able to be real public about the whole exact story, because it's international. I don't need no visits from Cash Patel or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need any visits. Donna says, hey, Eki got Aura over the summer with that cut and physique. He had to keep up with Gus, keeping all the wives at the parties, keeping up with all the wives. Stella says, when John says the weight he's curling is enough, he's not on PED. That's for sure, man. Oh, I just got this pulled muscle in my back. And when I'm using the creeper bar, whatever you call it, like when I'm like all with my left hand, like my right arm, I'm like barely using it because I keep getting stabbed in the back by this nerve pain. It's getting a little bit better. Shutouts help. Shutouts help. See, when I go to the gym, I do my stretching exercises. I don't push. Hey, Automatics, how you doing, bud? Good to see you, Jeff. Panthers by 3, just like you said. That's good. We need another Jostradamus around here, Jeff. How you doing, buddy? We'll take it. Yeah, the shutouts help. And I have a decent excuse why I don't bring out the 25s, the dumbbells. I had the 15s upstairs. The 25s are downstairs. The problem is the 25s are what's keeping my recliner upright. The recliner has been broke since the first Cup victory. But that's the recliner I was sitting in, not just when Ellie died, but that's the recliner I've been sitting in for both Cup wins. So I'm not getting a new recliner until we don't win the Cup. So I have my 25-pound dumbbells underneath it to prop it, because when I sit in it, if I don't have the dumbbells there, when I lean back, I just flip. Completely. It just goes completely backwards and I'm up on my head. So I can't get a new recliner because I can't change the juju. We won 2 cups. I'm sitting in that chair. So when and if we don't win the Cup, then I will retire it. We'll put it in the Flying Fluffy Museum and I go get a new recliner. But for now, that's where my 25-pound weights are, the ones I used to use. So I brought out the bar. Do I think it's possible for the NHL to play against the KHL? I think the second part of your statement is more likely. It's probably impossible until the politicians get out of the sport. Yeah, until the politics and stuff is settled, I just, the NHL would just get too much grief. You know what I mean? They're just going to get too much grief if they really do much with Russia. I don't necessarily agree or disagree with it because I don't know enough about that stuff. I don't pay attention. But, it's a shame, too, because I'd love to see Russia at the Olympics. It would be fun. Donna says, what do we think Ekblad's most valuable skill is? I really can't put my finger on what he brings to the team, but I want to hear it from y'all. Well, if I go by recent trends? It's a good question. Donna says, I would say being the perfect scapegoat. Oh, that's a tough question. I mean, he does everything well, but it's not like he's not producing huge points. He's not Cale Makar. He holds down that spot next to Forsling. I don't know. That's a tough question, Adonis, because he's just solid all the way around, right? But I can't think of anything that really stands out that you count on Ekblad to do. Yeah, maybe blocking shots and being a fine power play quarterback. Sure. Putin owns a team in the KHL. Yeah, well, there you go. You can't get around that. You're not going to be able to get around that. Yeah, Ekblad does block a lot of shots, no doubt. I tell you, he's improved his game so much because he was going to be something. He was going to be a completely type of different player, and all the injuries really slowing him down. But it seems like it's not like he's old. What is he, 28 now? How old is A.A. Ron? Let's see, 28? 29. All right. He'll be 30 in February. Uh-oh, Aaron, you're getting old. That's why he's growing his hair out. He's getting ready to have his first midlife crisis. That's why he's growing his hair out. Yep. See, I could only be nice to him for so long. Yeah, he's going to be 30 in February. I thought he was a little bit younger than that. Beck said, did I see Forsling on the power play last night? I don't think so. Jeff says, I count on Ekblad to miss 15 to 20 games per season. I mean, it's good for him anyway. I mean, last year, at least it wasn't an injury, but he looked pretty good in the playoffs. He was nice and fresh, you know. It was nice and fresh for sure. Yeah, no, there is the Chinese. There's the Chinese team in the KHL. It's the Shanghai Dragons. Gerard Gallant is the coach. Where are they? Here we go. The Shanghai Dragons in the KHL. Yep. It's real. Hey, John, how you doing, buddy? Hamburger Hut. Shutout last night for the Cavs. Thank you, bud. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Beck says, I was pretty sure I did towards the end of the game. I'll have to check, but thought that was interesting. I mean, it's possible they, maybe it was towards the end of a power play where he got out there. I don't know. Trey, yeah, that's my coach, Gerard Gallant. That's my dude, man. I don't know what. Well, I do know what he does. He burns a lot of bridges. You want to root for him, but the proof is in the pudding. He burns a lot of bridges. He really does. So hopefully he gets to just stay where he's at. He says, I was shocked when he tried getting on the rush with Martian and he was zooming down the ice. Watch, I'm completing his entire stream, and he's going to implode against Anaheim on Tuesday. I think we saw the same thing, Adonis. I think we saw the same thing. He looks quicker. Just no way around it. He's definitely worked on his skating. John says, no one burned more bridges than Mike Keenan or Peter Lavriolet. Yeah, that's true. Keenan burned more. That's true. Don says, I feel like no one talks about Devon Toews and how valuable he is. I don't think he's better than Gus, but he would be a number one D-man on a lot of teams. You love him? Well, I don't see him enough to comment. But when I've seen him, but winning gets your name in the papers. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows who Forsling is now. He's not been great so far this year, but that's okay. Jeff says, talking about getting old, started going to the gym 2 weeks ago. Everyone there is younger, faster, stronger. I feel every bit of 42, maybe even older. Do it while you're still 42. Do it while you're still 42. I would trust me. The difference between 30 and 42, I'm the other 12 years. At 54, you just accept. You just accept it like, oh, I pulled my back. What'd you do? Nothing. I slept funny. For 2 weeks. I can't lift this arm. What'd you do? I don't know. I slept on it wrong. 2 weeks. I put it on my take off, the sweatshirt, and you're like, because you can't move. It just gets worse, man. I kill to go back to 42. 42, I was still giving massages. I was giving like 17 massages a week. Now I just need a massage. Trey says, I heard Tom Selleck plays 3C for the Dragons. I guess Yager's going to play again. Kyle was telling me Yager's going to play again. John, you're 42. There you go. Patel says, I'm 43, but I don't have the speed anymore, but I can still jog 3 to 5 miles. That's a win. That's a win, yeah. Adonis, yeah, I'm Donna gets worried about me because when the sweatshirts, when it gets to be this time of year, taking them off, this freaking arm. And so when I take them off, I'm like, and she's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, that's just my arm. It's fine. It's normal. When it warms back up, you won't hear that noise anymore because I don't have to take the sweatshirt off. Just says, doctor gave me some bad news about my liver, so I don't have a choice anymore. I have to go and lose about 100 pounds. At least the girls are fantastic to look at. Don't get caught, Jeff. I don't want to see you on YouTube, Instagram. Don't get caught looking. That's not legal these days. The KGB Ministry of Internal Affairs and the Federal Security Service came to see me. Good afternoon. Goodbye. I'm sorry. It was nice knowing you, Jesus. Trey, you're the same age as Martian. Trey's just a baby. Jeez. At 37, I could still run a 100-yard dash at 37. Jeff, you'll creep all you want. Yeah, just side eye. You got to develop the peripherals, right? You got to make sure you're looking here with one eye and this other eye is over here. You won't get busted. Was it because we said go Dragons, Trey? Don says, also to note, I'm surprised it took this long for Kucherov to reach 1,000 points. McJesus got his just last season. So Kuch just got 1,000, eh? Patel says, don't worry, Otto. Joey Schmo will have your back and tell the woman they need to do better, mind your own business. I like that dude. There's some crazy, you got to figure some of that stuff the girls put out is just for clicks. You know what I mean? I've seen some of them where the girls are just like, they make up a whole story in their head about the guy was going to talk to them. Like, I think I might have seen him look at me and I think he was going to talk to me. And this is what I was going to say if he talked to me. And some guy probably didn't even know she existed. It's crazy. Jay says, I can run 100, may take 12 seconds to get there, but I'll do it. No, I haven't run. The last run I took is on this channel. The day that the dogs chased the foxes at the beach. That was about 150 to 200-yard run in the sand through the brush, through thorns and shit. That's the last time I ran where adrenaline took over and it was like, oh crap, I got to run. So that would have been about 8-9 years ago. So I'd have been about 45. Yep. And I had to take 2 to 3 weeks off from doing anything afterwards. I literally had to take 3 weeks off from almost everything. I was all effed up. My hip was killing me. I was all cut up. That's the last time I ran at all. Now, I don't know what I do. I guess, if adrenaline gets you, if you have to run, you have to run. But it creeps up on you quick. COVID didn't do anybody any. I wish I would have dedicated, like some people use COVID to get into better shape. I did not. Because I'd always been in good shape. So I could just kind of look in the mirror and be like, it's fine. You know what I mean? I wish I would have taken that time when we were all staying at home getting paid to do nothing. I wish I would have taken that time to do some different things. But is what it is what it was. All right, everybody, I got to roll. I got to cook stuffed peppers. I got the chicken defrosting. I bought 12 peppers the other day. That's like my go-to dish. I make stuffed peppers. You take 3 pounds of ground chicken, and I take four seasoning packs. That's taco seasonings. And you mix that with the ground chicken, and then you put that into stuffed peppers with rice. Just a little bit of rice. Don't overwhelm it with rice. It doesn't need to be too much rice. Like 1 tablespoon of rice per pepper, right? So then you bake that with the cheese on top, with the Mexican cheese on top. And then when they're about 15 minutes away from being ready, you get Parmesan cheese. You get the grated Parmesan cheese. You put that on top. And that gives it like a tang. And then it makes the peppers, just boom, burst out. So that's what I got to do this morning before the football game, because Donna's off tomorrow, so we need dinner, and I'm the chef. I'm with the chef school, so I'm literally the chef. But that's okay. I like doing that stuff. I can't believe peppers are $1.25 a piece, though. Freaking hell, yeah. It's like 12 peppers is like $15. Is just for the peppers. The peppers and the chicken, and it's like a $35 with the cheese. I guess it's almost like $40 to make, but it's like it lasts us 3 days, so it works out. Then I don't have to cook for 3 days, so it's worth it. All right, everybody, appreciate all the support. Thank you again, Patel. Thank you, everybody, for all of the financial support and super chats, the GoFundMe. You too, Jeff. I'll see you, buddy. I'll see you, Jeff. I'll see you guys 1 o'clock on the other team with this. That team. That was a good day for that team. See that's that day. We're probably not gonna see anything like that today, but we'll be there at 1 o'clock. I gotta get Kyle awake. Patel says that's a better meal than fast food for $40 for one meal, right? Ain't that the truth, man? We bought Arby's for Donna's mother's birthday. She wanted Arby's. All right. It's $54 for the 3 of us to have like the big sandwiches with fries. It was $54 for the 3 of us to have Arby's. Like, what? Like, what? Holy crap. Oh, Donna, it was Donna paid for it. It was her mother. I kind of felt bad because I'm like, yeah, all right. And she went in and she got it and she come back. It's $54. What? It's Arby's. I don't know. Like you said, yeah, I'll cook at home. All right, we'll see you. Yeah, Patel, the Miami Miracle. Matthias gave me that for Christmas one year. All right, everybody, we'll see you at 1 o'clock. I got to go get Kyle awake now.